Okay, friends. My name is Sarah O'Connell, and if you are on here tonight just to get a little bit more information about becoming a brand ambassador, being able to create an income from home, getting to share clean products and share your discount, then you are in the right spot. So I have a few of my girlfriends with me that have done this business. We've done it together for a long time, and the funny thing is all three of us met because of this business, and these are like some of my best gal pals ever. So even though you might not be listening tonight because you're like, I don't need to add to my friends, or I don't need, whatever, that type of thing, none of us did that, but somehow we still got like some of the best of the best. But we all have different backgrounds, we all have different stories, and we were all able to create a new story just by saying yes to this opportunity. And you will hear from us. We're very real and just, I always say this is very informal. We want to just be here for you to know that if this is something that you decide to go with, this is like what you get all the time, okay? It's just us, real women working together that have dreams and goals for their family and wanting to be able to fast track them or not have hitting like roadblock after roadblock. This here, you get to create exactly what you want with very few limits other than the ones that you might put on yourself, but we will also grow and you can move past those. So we're just going to share a little bit about our stories, how we found it works, and how we got started. You will hear in the beginning, too, that we also had fears. We probably had no clue what an opportunity like this could truly do. So you will see that we started for very small goals. And I always say, it's the small things that add up into the big things, right? And I am so grateful every stinking day that extra $500 that I wanted to go for was worth it to me because it changed everything. So, Lisa, go ahead and just start with your story and just share what you were doing when you found it works and why you got started and what it's done for you.
Okay. Hi, you guys. So my name's Lisa Alonso. I've been with It Works for 7 years, it's so crazy to me because I was at the salon. I did hair before this for 8 years. So the fact that I'm like almost right there with the time frame, it just blows my mind. But actually, when I was introduced to this business, I was on my unpaid maternity leave because if you know anyone who does hair, we don't have paid maternity leave. We don't get paid unless we are behind that chair. So I was on unpaid maternity leave and I was about to have to cut it short because I mean, bills don't stop just because you have a baby, right? Like, let's be real. So we were just starting to get behind and it started to scare me. So, um, yeah, I was like on the verge of having to go back to work. And I met the girl who introduced me to this business at a wrap party. And I was introduced to her through a hair client. So when I went and I tried the wrap, I was like, I want to try this. Like, I don't know if it's going to work, but I just had 2 kids and I am excited. So I went and I fell in love. I was like, I need like 53 more of these suckers, but I didn't have the money to buy 53 more of them. So she pretty much told me about the opportunity, and I was like, there's no way. Like, I have 2 kids, 3 and under. Like, I just don't have the time. Plus, like, I do hair. Like, I went to school. Have a certificate. I paid thousands of dollars. Like, no, I can't do that. And I pretty much just dodged her for 2 months. And then I remember one night, it was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was up feeding Olivia, and she wasn't feeling good. And I felt like crap because she felt like crap. And I was exhausted because, sick babies, they're hard. So I remember thinking, like, oh my gosh, I would literally have to go to work in just a few hours. And she's sick. And, I'm breastfeeding her. And that thought right there just scared me more than this business did. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I just joined. I got my phone. I joined 2 o'clock in the morning. And after I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck did I just do? All the fears just set in, all the things that I had told her, like, I'm not going to be able to do this because I'm not this, that, or the other, instantly set in. And I was terrified. And I was like, oh, well, like, I did it. I paid the $100. So I owe it to my family to at least make that money back. And I mean, I had to make that money back. So I was like, you know what? If I'm going to put in the $100, I have to at least give it a chance. I have to at least give it a chance. And 7 years later, I'm still here. I have yet to go back to the salon. And I started for an extra $300, you guys. $300. That was all that I wanted, just for a few months, to be able to extend my maternity leave until I was done breastfeeding. And it turned into something so much bigger than that. We were able to pay off all of our debt, my student loans, which I should still be paying for right this second, paid all those off, paid off all of our medical debt from having Olivia, from the complications that I had from my pregnancy. Our son got sick when I was pregnant with Olivia, and he was hospitalized. Over $10,000 worth of debt started flowing in. I mean, like at rapid speed. We went from like only a little bit of medical debt to over $100,000 in the matter of a couple days, in the matter of a 4-day hospitalization, actually. So paid off all of that medical debt, paid off all of our credit card debt, like things that I didn't even think were possible. Like the only time we ever paid off debt was when we got our taxes. And then we'd pay off our credit cards only to rack them up and wait till tax season again. Like this was just what we did. That's what we were used to. And now, unfortunately, we owe taxes, but we don't owe anyone any money aside from the house that we're living in. We are a couple $1,000s away from paying off my dream vehicle, and 2 years early to be exact. So like Sarah said, like we all started for something completely different. And once you get in this business, you kind of just see a life that you're able to chase, and that maybe your 9-to-5 job isn't willing to offer you, or isn't even able to offer you at that. And like once you kind of get out of that box of having to work 9-to-5, having to only wait for tax season to pay off your bills, once you get over that and you get past that and you see that there's another way, you can't really like shove yourself back into that box. So hence why I'm still here. Hence why I keep pushing, because there's no way that I can go back to a place where someone tells me when I have to be there, what time I have to leave, when I have to take lunch, and if I can take a day off or not. And yeah, I mean, I could not imagine doing anything different. My daughter, she's 8 now. She knows nothing different other than, oh yeah, mom works from home. You know, thankfully my son, he was too young to remember like all the times that I missed when he was growing up. But yeah, I'm just mom, and I'm just mom that works her business from her phone and gets to do things while I'm right there with them. We were just at the park and they were riding bikes, and like this is just our normal life, and I couldn't imagine it being any different.
Yeah, I love that. And it's so funny that you bring up the taxes thing, because it is funny. Like you get excited. I remember thinking that too, and you get excited because you're like, what am I going to do? And then you're like, wait, I want this tax money to go to like 8 different spots, and you're like, it can't cover everything, right? But it's so funny because you don't have to wait for that anymore, right? It's just like you have a way to create that type of check monthly for yourself, which is so incredibly neat. Vanessa's going to share her story next. And again, it's so funny to be on here with these gals, because I met them all through this business, not even knowing. And you're going to hear, there's so many different ways, and we'll talk about this too, but there's so many different ways that you can even build this business and share this business. And you'll just find that there's just so many different exciting things and new doors that it opens for you. So Vanessa, just share a little bit of how you found it works, why you got started, what your goal was, and what it's done for you.
Hey, you guys, I'm Vanessa Callender, and I have been in the business a very long time too. I am almost at my 7th year, you guys, and it's like Lisa said, it's just so crazy. And I absolutely, like, one, I'm honored to be on here with you guys. 2, these ladies that are on here are just amazing. So you're gonna have some besties if you join us. I'm not gonna lie, and it's amazing. Okay, so when I first started, you guys, I was actually working 9-to-5 in corporate world. I was going to school for nursing in the evening, okay? And then I just had my newborn son, okay? That was my 3rd child. And life was insane. Okay, so I was working and I'll be honest with you guys, like my marriage, it was really, really hard because it was putting a lot of strain on my marriage, but also for my husband, just doing all the things while I was in school. You know, like I said, I had a newborn, I had to work full time going to school, because the thing is, you guys, is I wanted to get out of corporate world. Okay, but I did not know that there was an opportunity like this laying around. And what is so crazy is I had been praying for something different. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just go to school, be a nurse. I'll work 3 days out of the week. I don't know. I thought that was my mentality. So I was like, I want to just be on my feet doing all the things. So I was at a desk job. So I would be sitting all day. I hated it. Okay. It was very unfulfilling to me. So what is kind of crazy, you guys, is during this process and me praying and like going through hard times and blood, sweat, and tears in nursing school. I know Sarah can attest to that. I was like dying. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It was hard. And I actually found this business through a friend of mine who was actually helping me in the nursing world. Okay. She was going to help me just like get a job and all of that stuff. And so she was just really trying to help me. Well, she actually started this business because she was moving and needed a supplemental income. So she came to me and was like, hey, I've got this like business that I'm doing. And she was showing me the products. And I'll be honest with you guys, like the products were extremely attractive to me. Okay. So that was like my first thing that I noticed. And again, like thinking about doing a business at how busy I was, like kind of freaked me out. But at the same time, I was like, wait a minute, like if I could stand behind these amazing products that I believe in, I hadn't even tried them yet. I wasn't even a customer. I was like, well, and she was a nurse practitioner. So I trusted her and I'm like, she wouldn't be like in something that wasn't legit. So I already like had the trust there. Okay. So I just jumped in, you guys, but I asked a ton of questions. Like I probably annoyed her, but don't feel bad if you have a bunch of questions. Okay. Ask everything because then you know if you're making the right decision for yourself and for your future and for your family. Okay. So I asked a lot of questions, jumped in. My goal, like Lisa's was 300, mine was 200. Okay. I was like, whoa, like if I could have $200, I could take my family out to dinner. I could pay off some debt. Like we could pay our bills, you guys, with the income that we were bringing in, but that was it. Like, it wasn't like I was putting a bunch into savings, like I could go pay off stuff. That wasn't really happening. So if we wanted to do anything extra, like a vacation or whatever, if something happened, like Lisa had these medical bills, that would have gone on a credit card for us. Okay. So I didn't have money just laying around. So $200 to me was building a savings, taking my whatever. Right. And that was my goal. So fast forward to now and the things that I've accomplished, what is so wild, you guys, is not only did I like start paying off debt, well, I paid off 2 credit cards. I paid off, in the time that I've been in this business, we've had 3 vehicles, paid off all 3 car loans. I have no car loans. I paid off my student debt because just so you know, I was in nursing school, but before that I had got my bachelor's degree in business. So I had a school loan there. I had my nursing school loans all paid off. Okay, over these years of having this extra income, paid that off. And now, you guys, we're putting our money into savings to start paying off our house. Like, that's crazy to me to even think about. Thinking I was only starting for $200 to starting to plan our future to pay off our house. Like, that's insane, right? So, and it's all because I said yes. And even though, and like Lisa said, like she was scared, I was so scared and terrified because I didn't know if I had time. I just want you to know time is not, you make time, right? You make time, and the best part about this business is that you can fit it into the nooks and crannies. Okay. Like I said, I'd be breastfeeding my son. I was probably studying, and then I was like messaging. I was doing all the things. And you guys, for some reason, I loved it. It was so much fun, and it still is fun to this day. Okay, so I wrote down, I'm trying to see what else I have here. I think that's it. You guys, the biggest thing. After all paying off my debt, I still have my mortgage, but paying off my debt, you guys, it allowed me to come home full time to my family. I was able to leave my 9-to-5 job. I did stop nursing because I see so much more potential in this, and I see just where it can take our family and what it's done for us so far. So I'm full-time home with my kids. I didn't start for that, but here I am creating these amazing memories. I'm here for my kids, and my husband's got a stressful job, but I'm here to be able to support our family, but also be able to work in the midst of all of that. So just know, like, even if your goal is $200, you're going to meet that, but you're going to just find that you can do so much more with it. And your life is just going to change in so many beautiful ways that I can't even, the Zoom isn't long enough to explain all of those things, but it's just been so life-changing for me. So
yeah. And you know what's so funny is I listen to your guys' I'm like, they don't even need to hear mine. I'm like, jump into the nitty gritty. But you know what's so crazy is that stories, I think, are even so much more important to hear than like the facts. Like, I'm going to be really honest. And even 9 years in this business, so you've heard 7 years, 9 years, all these things, it's like still to this day, it's those types of things that like hit home to so many people. In this business, whether you're new, whether you've been in for 2 years, whether you haven't even started. So I think stories are so important, which is why we start with stories, because I think so many times you catch somebody, right? So you see me 9 years in this business. It's like what you see, I've learned. Like that is not the same person that started this business in any way. I actually didn't even have social media. So that's what's really funny about a lot of that. But so just a little bit about myself, a lot like these girls. So one thing that you've heard in both of their stories is paying off mass amounts of debt. So here's the thing. One thing about our company is they are a debt-free company. And I think that is so important. And I remember it was told to me when I started, but I didn't even truly know what that meant. And I think it's funny because that definition to people means something different until it's spoken in the like big scheme like it is here. And you guys, like, I thought like we were doing good. I was like, we don't even have credit card debt, when I started this. But it's funny, like when we went and they talked about being debt free and just the options that that brings in, like, this business promotes health on all levels, like spiritual, faith, like your physical health, your mental health, like so many different things that it is going to hit on and help you grow in. And that was one of them. And they're like, no, we mean like no car payments, no student loans. And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, how the heck do people do that? Because here I was with a job that I absolutely loved. And I took every opportunity to grow in and succeed in so that I could, keep working my way to the top. And you guys, like, yeah, like Vanessa said, we had plenty of money to pay our bills and stuff like that. But holy cow, to like pay double payments on your car payment or double payments on your student loans or, and then also be putting money aside to save for it. Like, no, again, that, how we were talking about that tax check where like it only goes so far. It's like, well, that's how you feel with your other check, So just a little bit about myself. So I'm a mom of three. I am a nurse and I was working as a nurse full-time. I was a charge nurse on a labor and delivery unit. I was working night shift. I absolutely freaking loved my job. But what changed was, you guys, I say this all the time. I don't even think it was legal when I started working because my dad owned a meat store and then there was this little pizza place next door. And I like wanted to work there so bad. And so I started as a pizza artist is what they called them. And I'm pretty sure for real, they probably paid me under the table and I still don't even know. And so I have worked for so long. So I have always wanted to work. And after we had our first kiddo, I will be honest, maternity leave was probably the first time ever that I had more than 10 days off of work in a row. And I am telling you, it opened my eyes to a whole new level. Like, I actually could have dinner with my family. I wasn't rushing out the door. Everyone's like, are you stressed? Are you tired? Like, you're a brand new mom. You're this. And I'm like, no, I seriously am loving life. And it was just, I think when I remember when we were going back, my husband was like, you know what? Like, are you sure you still want to work full time? And I'm like, you know what? I'm okay working full time. But I used to pick up extra shifts all the time. Because why? Because I had student loans. We had car loans. I wanted to have a good savings, like those types of things. But I told myself when I went back to work that I was not going to pick up another extra shift, which that for us meant not putting extra probably in our savings and not being able to, pay cash for when we went to go travel to see our family because all of our family lives away. And so it was going to mean sacrifices on our end. But at the same time, it's like your babies are only so little for so long. So a month after returning back to work, I saw this business opportunity. A friend was posting about it, and same thing like Vanessa, I had never tried the products, but when I went to look on the website, there were so many different products that I was like, I could have listed off a handful that I was like, I want to try that. I want that. I want that. Like I knew, and you know what's funny? So many people assume it's weight loss. Like that's not even half of our products, which is hilarious. And we'll kind of talk about that. But it was just like, I knew I wanted to, boost my immune system. I wanted to be healthy so that I could take care of my kids. I wanted to have energy. I wanted to sleep well. I wanted to make sure I was getting the nutrition I needed, all those things. And so when I was asked like, hey, you can use these products and at this discount, but you can also earn free product and you can make extra income. I heard extra income from home and I was like, sign me up. I did not think about it. I was like, how much is it? And it wasn't a lot of money to get started. You could make it right back. And I'm like, you know what? I'm doing it. And I didn't have all the answers. I didn't know who my customers were going to be. I didn't know who was going to be on my team. But what I did know is why I was starting. And I was starting for an extra $500 because that would replace those extra shifts that I was picking up at the hospital. So we could still have that extra. And so you guys, I say that because I loved my job. I wasn't in an unhappy place. We weren't in a place of hurt or anything like that. But I was like a mom on a mission and I was ready for more. I wanted to provide more for my family. I wanted to be able to say yes when I could. And I'm such a realist that if we can't say yes without stressing, then I'm not going to say it. Like, I'm like, oh, we'll make our own fun. Like, that's totally the type of person I am. So I got started. I've been here for a really long time. We paid off my nursing loans, which we did it in 3 months instead of the 30 years. I would have been like Lisa, still paying my loans because they were like $650 a month. Like, it was not a small amount. Nursing school is not cheap. We were able to pay cash for our wedding. We took a honeymoon. We've saved for a house. And where were these girls are too? Like, we don't have car loans and we are paying off our home. Like, it's crazy to even think that that's even an option because I didn't even know, you guys, if I could make $500 a month. That was my like ultimate goal by the end of a year of working this business. So just know that we started small, we started scared, we started not knowing what this could all offer. But I want you to know that if you have this inkling and you're like, I feel like I should do this, listen to that, because that is truly what most of us went off of. And I'm going to tell you something, this bringing in that extra income, even in small increments, even at first, right? It creates flexibility and freedom in choices, but you are not having to sacrifice the finances to get that. And that is the biggest thing that I hear, even when I, talk to other successful people that aren't even in something like this, right? We're all here to help each other out. Like, we're cheering each other on. I don't care if you're going to do what I do or don't do, but at the end of the day, how cool that you can say you can have flexibility and freedom and you can have finances. So many times people have the flexibility and freedom, but they're giving up the finances, right? Or so many times people have the finances, but they don't have the flexibility and the freedom. They just don't. It's hard to find all three together. So what do we do and how did we get and be able to create the story we did? You guys, we do what people do on a daily basis. Just like you would share your favorite recipe, your favorite store, your favorite restaurant, whatever it is, that is what we do with the 50 plus products that we have available to us. And they're all clean products, they're plant-based products, and it ranges anywhere, which you maybe have seen some if you've been invited by people, like things that they've been using, but it's anywhere from like beauty products and skincare and lash and brow serum and illuminating pads and the best freaking cleanser of all time, by the way. And then it ranges from our coffee that literally like gives life, like it helps burn fat, it helps your focus, your mood, it has no crash, because who only wants to be productive for 4 hours in their day? No one, right? You're like just getting in the flow of things and nobody needs to take a nap then. It's like you want to keep going. So they have coffee, they have slimming gummies, they have sleepy tea. So the products, they're so well-rounded. And the thing that I want to tell you, and Lisa will talk about this really quick too, but the thing I want to tell you is that the products are for both men and women for the widest age group that you could possibly think of. And so the thing is that they're products that people are already wanting. So truly we share. Like, the products sell themselves. The price point is perfect. You get to share your discount, right? We all love discounts. So as a brand ambassador, you get to share your discount, which, you guys, we are the only company that does that. So many times like that, the brand ambassador gets the highest discount possible. Not here. Our customers can truly get our brand ambassador discount. So I absolutely love that. And then you get a replicated website. So you have a website that's just for you, which I loved because it's very simple. That's where people go. That's where you get the credit for it. And you aren't having to worry about shipping things or delivering things or doing anything, which allows you to grow your business internationally and globally. Like, there are, again, no limits of where you can help people, right? And then on top of that, we don't carry inventory. And so these are things, I touch on these because these things were huge for me. I was like, I don't want to have a bunch of stuff. I don't, I have no room for clutter or any of those things. So the simplicity of this, I feel like, is so incredibly beautiful, but I also feel like that is such a huge point of why so many people are able to be successful in this business. And when we say that we all come from different backgrounds, from different education levels, all that type of stuff, I mean, they have simplified it so much for us, but that is the beauty of it. Like, I never want them to ever overcomplicate it. So, and then on top of being able to share the products like we do, and like we enjoy getting to do, you can earn free product, but you also get to share this opportunity just like we're on here tonight. And I promise you, you guys, as you get going, and just like Vanessa said, you are busy people, and we get that. Everyone is busy. But you know what? I'm telling you, you will be excited to find time to do this because it is just different. And for a lot of us that loved our job, it just filled a lot of gaps that I didn't even know needed filling. And you're going to find the same exact thing. So whether it be, like I said, faith, growth, finances, confidence, like there's so many areas that you will feel that in, but you get to share this opportunity. You guys, there are people all over looking for a way to supplement their income, but they are holding back because they don't know how to put in, 2 different schedules, or who's going to watch their kiddos while they're doing this, or you're always having to give so much to be able to bring this in. Here, you don't have to do that. You literally can do it from the palm of your hand. So the cool thing is that not only do you get to do this for yourself, but you get to offer this to other people, and you will find so many people that are grateful if you are bold enough to share it, just like we're doing tonight, right? And that's what we have come to learn too for ourselves, is like, if this has done this for us, we are not going to be quiet about that. We want it to do the same thing for every single person that's on this Zoom, or whether it is that you're listening to the recording or whatever it is. So not only do you get to offer that, but you have the ability to get paid daily, weekly, and monthly. And then on top of that, as this kind of goes with the debt-free portion of things, they offer bonuses. So anybody that's getting started this month, you are eligible for some amazing bonuses that you can stack on top of each other, anywhere from $5,000, $10,000, and it goes all the way up. And I share that because I did not start for the bonuses, but they were available. And I am here to tell you that there are so many people on this Zoom that have earned those bonuses, which means you can too. Like, that's all I'm going to say, because I did not know, and that's not why I started, but I have earned so many of those things, and they are there for you to get. Okay. So, and I always say, we talked about the $200, the $300, the $500, y'all, $500, an extra $500 a month for a year, that's $6,000 extra a year. Like, when you add that up, like in your mind, you're like, oh my gosh, I know what that could go to, right? And so again, it's not even about the fancy stuff. It's more so about like, get yourself those options, because living that way is so much more fun and so much more like stress-free, right? So here you just get paid off your efforts, and you're honestly not limited in how you do it. Anything that we share as we do little trainings or workshops with you guys, or to share what's working, because we all get to work together, just know those are ideas, but truly you get to turn this into whatever it is that you want, and you get to do it how you want to do it. So that's a little bit about what we do. And Lisa's just going to touch really fast on some of the common like holdups that we hear just on a regular basis, right? And just knowing, you guys, we had a lot of those too, but they didn't stop us. They're not going to stop you, but we are going to address them. And then Vanessa will close it out, just thanking you guys for being here. And I hope that you're getting a lot of the information that you're looking for.
But yeah, so just like Sarah said, with the bonus side of it too, I think one of my biggest fears was like, I get that all that is like happening and like that's all great, but like stuff like that doesn't happen for me. Like, I just don't, like, things like that don't happen for me. The only bonus that I ever got, it wasn't even a bonus, it was a $25 gas card to Shell, and I was the #1 top seller of like add-ons, so like shampoo, hair treatment, like whatever it may be at the salon, $25. And I was like through the roof, and I was like, that is amazing. But these bonuses, I've earned over $95,000 in those bonuses alone. So this is coming from someone who was like, I get that's amazing, but like that stuff doesn't happen to me. Well, it happened to me, and I'm telling you that it can happen to you too. So I think one of the fears is like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not good at sales. I don't have enough time. Like all the things that literally all of us have thought. You know, I've never sold a thing in my life. Well, I had never sold a thing in my life. And now thinking about it, like I was top in sales for shampoo and conditioner, right? And like all that thing, all those things. I never felt like I was selling anything because I knew what the products did and I knew why you needed to use them for your hair. Our business is literally the same exact thing. You fall in love with these products, you see what they do for you, and then you just share that. It's the same thing. And I think I didn't really realize that we all participate in selling things. It's just in this business, you actually get paid for it, and not just a $25 gas gift card. Like you actually get paid dollar bills, multiple dollar bills for sharing what you love, sharing your results. My hair has never been this long in my entire life. I just turned 34. My skin has never looked better. Our products are amazing, and I guarantee you that they sell themselves. All you have to do is use them. So it doesn't matter if you don't feel like you can use or that you'll be able to sell the products. I promise you, once you start taking them, they will sell themselves. Another thing that I got was like, I don't have enough time. And that was one thing that I said all the time. I don't have enough time. I have 2 kids under the age of 3. I breastfeed. Like I don't have the time. But let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you the same thing that my sponsor told me. All I need is 30 minutes a day. If you can give me 30 minutes a day minimum, which I think that you can do more than enough in 30 minutes a day, you can make this business work for you. So if you can go in your phone and you can go to your screen time, and if you are on either Instagram, Netflix, YouTube, whatever it may be, online shopping for more than 30 minutes, you can be insanely successful in this business. I work this business very much part-time up until the first 6-figure rank of our company, part-time. I worked a hell of a lot harder at multiple other jobs and gotten paid a hell of a lot less. You don't have to know how you're going to fit this in. That's what we're here for. I've been doing this for 7 years. I can promise you I can fit this into the most busiest day. And I do. And so does Sarah. And so does Vanessa. Like we're all moms. We're all wives. Sarah worked this business all the way up until the top rank of our company, working as a labor and delivery nurse. Like I promise you, whether you think you have the time or not, that's not even the question. It's just like we're the ones that are going to help you. We're the ones that are going to tell you how to utilize that 30 minutes, or even if it's 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, 25 minutes here, 10 minutes there, whatever it may be. You don't have to know how you're going to do it. That's what you have us for. And that's one thing that I love about this business is I was so scared because I didn't know what I was doing. But ever since day one, I've never done this business alone. Even now, me and Sarah and Vanessa talk every single day, multiple times a day. And not even just about business, but like I've never been by myself. And I know that these girls can say exactly the same. You can ask anyone on our team if they feel like they work this business alone. And the answer is no, absolutely not. You are never by yourself. You always have all of us literally a couple seconds away. You can send us a text, you can send us a call. So the whole not enough time thing for me got shot down real quick. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, you're right. Like I do spend more than 30 minutes a day on Netflix. So let me think of something else that I can come at you with why I'm not going to do this business. And she just kept shutting it down. And that's the same thing that I do now, because every single objection that I had made 0 sense when I sat down and thought about it. Like we spend so much time doing things that literally don't give us back anything in any way, shape, or form. Right. And so this business, not only is it financially, but like the friendships, just like the mental growth and all the things that come along with that. I feel like people don't talk about this enough, but the self-confidence, something happens internally when you do things that you never thought that you were capable of. Something changes inside you, and I don't want to say that you get super confident, but you find this inner self where you're like, holy crap, like I can do amazing freaking things. Like regardless of, I wasn't a straight A student. School wasn't easy for me. I did not like school. I got voted best hair out of my graduating class. Okay. And that was probably the only thing that I was ever going to get because school just wasn't like, I wasn't a straight A student. I never got Fs, but school was a struggle. I didn't go to college. Like, I went to beauty school, but I was like, I wanted to go for interior decorating. And they told me I had to take architectural classes. I never went back. I was like, absolutely not. That's a no. Like, I don't do numbers. I can't even do the time changes. Like, anything with numbers, it's a hard pass. Like, it's not going to happen. So like, when you do things and things start to happen because of yourself, I don't know, it just gives you this insane boost of confidence. And I feel like now as a mom, more than ever, I need to be confident in what I'm doing, because how in the world am I going to tell my children that there's this whole big world out there that they can run and chase if I was always too scared or too timid to like jump in and chase it? Fears are normal. I feel like with anything, fears are going to be there. But any objection that I ever had, it just got knocked out. And then now I do the same. I pretty much tell people exactly why I didn't join and what took me so long. And then I tell them how I got through that. And that's literally what we're going to do for you guys, for you guys. Yes, fear is a distraction. And fear is the absence of faith, right? That's all that fear is. So when you get into this business, there's so much like self-development and so much just like mental growth. And I feel like even spiritual growth, because our company is a faith-based company, you know, they are very much involved in the faith side of everything of the world. So I feel like even just growing in that aspect, it's been huge. And like, when we tell people, you know, this business has changed my life, the financial aspect is just one tiny bit of it. Like Vanessa said, we could be here for hours and hours and hours and talk about all the things that this business has done for us. And the finance part is just one piece of it. There's so much more that just came alongside, and I didn't even know that I needed until I started this business.
I love, I just want to share one thing and then Vanessa will close this out. But I love that you said that about just, it's like one thing, you know, it's like, and it's honestly, and you'll never undermine that, because it's the one thing that most of us start for, right? We're start because we want the income. But it is so true. And I'm telling you, it's so crazy how many things you learn in this business that literally you apply daily everywhere else in your life. Like, that is something that's incredible, amongst the many things that I've learned too. And we're also different, and you'll realize as we grow, everyone finds different strengths. So it's like you are constantly learning and evolving, just because of this incredible tribe of women who are bold enough to say yes to growing and wanting more, and knowing like you don't have to feel guilty because you want more. It doesn't mean that you're not happy with what you have either. Like, that's a huge lie, by the way, right? So don't fall for that. Like, that's a lie, okay? If you are feeling called for more, girl, you need to follow that. So Vanessa, just close us out. And I just want to thank you guys for being on with us tonight, because we absolutely love getting to do these every Wednesday. And like I said, what you see, this, you know, having people here to support you and to help you, this is just the start of it. Like, this never goes away right here. So that's why we do these on Wednesdays, and we want to be able to talk to you guys and see you, and you can hear us and all those good things. So go ahead, Vanessa.
Okay, you guys, wow, so good. And I just want you guys to know that whether you're on here listening, watching, hearing the stories, or maybe you're watching the replay because you couldn't tune in tonight, you're here for a reason. And I think that's so special, because there's two things to that. One, whoever invited you here sees obviously something in you. They believe in you. They see your potential, which is a huge compliment to you. But the second thing is that you actually decided to show up tonight or to watch the recording. So that tells me two things, okay? It tells me that you see the potential in the business, okay? Which means you see something for your future in this. And two, you must have a little bit of belief in yourself to even say yes to come and watch something that could potentially do something for you in your future. And I just think that is so powerful. I think nothing is by accident. So I really hope that, you know, our stories, and there's so many amazing stories, you guys. And maybe you picked up on one thing from me, one thing from Lisa, one thing from Sarah, whatever that is, you guys, just know that whatever fears you've had, whatever, like Lisa said, for fears, like we've all had them, and you are going to feel resistance to this business. Like you will, because it's uncomfortable. It's not just this business. It could be anything that's uncomfortable to you, right? Like we don't want to work out or eat well and it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that you can still do it despite your fears. You can make an extra income from your phone doing this business in the nooks and crannies of your busy, busy life. Okay. Cause like Sarah said, we're all busy. We really are. Okay. It's just a matter of where you put your time. And like Lisa said, if you've got 30 minutes here and there, like we do, you guys, you just got to see where your time is going. Okay. And also know too, that you're not alone. Like you obviously see us on here. We're chatting with you. This is our team, you guys. And there's so many more of us, and know you're going to get loved on. And like I said, you're going to have some built-in besties. And I think that says a lot, because I think if I was alone in this business, it would be very hard for me to be positive or like try to level up, because these ladies and myself will help you to level up, because that's what we want for each other. We're not here to tear anybody down. We're here to see the potential in you and lift you up. And like Sarah said, like who she was when she started this, for all of us, who she was when she started is someone who's grown over time because of the uncomfortableness we decided to like embrace, you know what I mean? And that's just, I think it's so amazing. So, now here, if God's last, Drusilla, if God leads you to it, he will see you through it. And I think that is so true. It's just so true, you guys. So, I think that's really it. And also know too, that, I feel like when I started, you guys, just really quick, I'm not going to make this long, but before I started this and it came in, like, it was brought to my attention, I said no at first. I just want you to know that, because I was scared. I didn't have time. I could not add anything more to my plate. But you guys, if it irks you and it pokes you, know, like that's a sign. That's not an accident. I woke up in the middle of the night and was like, okay, like, why do I keep thinking about this? And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to submit to it and do it. And like, here I am almost 7 years later, and all of these beautiful things have happened. So just know, like, if you feel like saying no because you're so scared or don't have time or whatever that is, but it pokes at you, listen to that, please, because that was me. Okay. So that's all we have. So whoever has invited you to watch this, you guys, please go back to them. They will answer any questions that you have, and they will help you get started if that is what you choose. So I hope you guys have an amazing night.